Major volatility in the markets today as there's valuation fears in AI as well as lack of rate cut fears coming in December. It is Friday, November 14th, 2025. If you guys liked the video, you can give it a like. You can also comment your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel. Let's get to 6,000 one day. You can also come find me on carnivoretrades.com for swing trading alerts, analysis, and live day trading. The live day trading room is on fire lately, especially the last 3 weeks. Just this morning with maybe 5, 6 contracts, probably could have paid for, actually I did the math, you could pay for about 6 months of the room with one trade this morning that we took off the lows. We had a few others too, 3 for 3 on the day. Also really quickly, if you're worried about full-time, not having time, you just need 2 hours in the morning where you can pay attention. Recently did like a member survey here, and the majority of members are not full-time traders, and most of them are not really affected by trading, or they're able to get around it. So you don't need to be a full-time trader. You can work on the job. If business owners, office workers, everything in the service. Anyways, let's get into it here today. Nice little V-shape off the lows. You can see in the morning here, the trade we took was, we essentially got in off of the 66.85. That was kind of this low here. Basically just our liquidity grab, reclaim play. We jumped right in on that and didn't ride it all the way up, but got most of it here and just took off for Friday. I did warn you guys in the morning video about a lunch hour fade, and that's exactly what we got. And it would be interesting to see, I thought we might close negative here. I took a little short in the afternoon, and then so right now I'm in cash, but I took a little short here as I was thinking, and it was an SPXS in case you were wondering. I was thinking we could fade into the close, and we might do that after all. That would be interesting. I'm not in it now because we took gains near the lows, cut the runner here up somewhere up here, and then just kind of going into cash here. Would it be interesting? That would be fun. Again, if we do, I would expect 670 to be a magnet here, but there is a lot of right now. Since I'll just look at it here. Come on. Yeah, I mean 67.50. It's still pretty much a magnet here. But it's starting to pop up some more strikes down below. Let's take a look at the Q 610. That's the big one. That's going to be the one with all that put premium. Let's see, SPY. Yeah, 670's there. It's there if they want it. And everybody got really bullish up here off of this V shape. I said, be careful, because this week was not like last Friday. Last Friday they sold off right in the morning, and then you have a V shape there. Well, they're going to slam the door shut, right? There's just no time to really do anything. Whereas now, bears have plenty of chance to reload. So interesting. It'd be funny. It'd be fun if we fade down into the close. Either way, 50 MA defended. Q's barely hanging on to it, and they technically did make a daily chart lower low for the first time. We didn't do it there, so that's the first time in a long time, like since the low, literally. We talked about IGV yesterday. That already did that. It held the 200 today. SMH did make a lower low as well, and again bounced at the 50. Yeah, watch the semis here. If they fade into the close, it's not a good look. I will say as well, banks today were not very strong. XLF down. Yeah, XLF fading here into the end of the day. JPM as well. KRE here. Why is my thing off? We got a monitor down here. KRE up 13 cents. HYG flat. Yeah, there's KRE. JNK flat's a positive, and LQDC. We're getting ready for the weekend here. It's just shutting down. Got a few more minutes here. LQD down 25 cents. We know about those corporate bonds with Oracle and all them. Credit default swaps are surging on those. But why I'm saying this, banks are a little weaker. Blackstone, BlackRock. Well, I got that backwards. But take a look here. SOFR's back at the upper bound here. So we're now 1.2 above Fed funds. My buddy Robert from Infra You guys know him. He did a whole thread on it if you guys want to watch or read it. But TLDR, liquidity is tightening, blah, 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 blah. And it seems to me like they want to do QE. I think they need an excuse for it, though. So I'll just say this. I don't think that there's SP flat now. I don't think this is necessarily done. It's a nice V shape, but I think we can see lower prices. Where would that be? I think 6,500 is definitely a doable possibility. The 100 MA is usually your bull market level for a pullback, right? Right there, right there, right there. Even in the ridiculous 2020 and 2021, right? Good correction here in September 2020. And then, you kind of get there 2021 a couple times. So it's possible. It's possible. Don't rule it out. We'll see if they bounce us up into the close and get us back to 6750 though. So anyway, good stuff here. Love the trades lately, and it's been fun. QQQ, so 610 is a big level. I told you guys to watch out for 600 yesterday, and that we went right there. We opened right at that low, and it just did V-shape right off of that. So I gave you guys free alpha out there yesterday. IWM up 67 cents, lower low, lower highs confirmed. I will say though, on the weekly, you're holding the weekly 20, so that may be ready for a bounce next week. It is OPEX next week too, so we could see some pinning effect. The market may stabilize a little bit. And I think they're going to start releasing. I mean, I don't know, because with this administration, it's like what they change their mind every day and whatnot. So who knows if we'll actually get info, data, economic data next week. I would assume we're supposed to, but data's fake anyway. So I don't know why they didn't just release the fake data. Just make it fake. Anyway. Dow down 60 basis points here. I would take that as bullish. I prefer to see it at least green, but as long as the NASDAQ and the Russell are leading the recovery, and that also made it easy to buy the dip this morning too, as the Russell was so strong out of the gate. But as long as the NASDAQ and the Russell are leading the recovery, it's usually a good sign. So I don't care if the Dow's down. SMH we mentioned down 22 cents. IGV transports are looking like they're going to close red. TLT is the worst thing ever. Down 53 basis points here today. This looks weak to me. Better hold them moving averages. That should be good for a bounce, but maybe at 88. But take a look at the 10-year. Rebounding, and then it's really that 30. That's still quite firm. Hell, even the 2s. Look at ZT. You could flip over and just look at the yield here if you want. There. If that starts inching back up, this is a weekly chart here. I mean, there's definitely no way. I mean, a couple of the Fed heads came out today and they're like, oh, we're not going to, we might not be able to cut in December. Like, you think? I mean, dude, all you got to do is look at the Fed funds. Well, let's see. What's 87 minus 25? Oh, 62. We're literally sitting at that right now. So there's no way they can cut. And you got a bull inside bar here on the 2-year. If that starts going up, oh my God, you talk about policy error. Better hope it starts going the other way. XHB down 76 cents. Another hit of the 200-day. That's 3 with lower highs. So careful with XHB here. IYR scratching out again. It's been sideways for a while. This is going to trend into like oblivion when it breaks that range. I just don't know which direction. XLF we mentioned is weak. That's down 1% and currently fading here as we get towards the end of the day. KRE dipping a little bit flat-ish though, and then broker-dealers flip flattish to lower as well. This will trend too when this breaks. Oil, impressive gain. Again, more Warhawk stuff into the weekend. I don't know. I mean, I hate Warhawk news on a Friday for oil because it just leads to a gap down a lot of the time, but it's been resilient. This should have been a nasty reversal, and maybe that's just a bear trap there. Again, fund managers just always short energy. And XLE up 1.59, XOP up 1.38, and OIH up 1.63. 2-day dip, that's all you get in OIH for right now. Dollar getting a little bit of a bid, not a ton, but I don't know if I'm ready to call that a higher low yet. The dollar yen here flat, 155 is an important level. Gold with a nice rebound here, although it did finish down like quite a bit. It had a rebound in the morning. This looks like a daily lower high, so careful. Yeah, GDX did manage to get a nice bounce. That's good. And then silver, a little double top pierce, but pretty good rejection there. So that's a double top for now. I would say short-term bulls want 49 to hold, and then you got the 50 MA below that, which is up sloping. Platinum doing what platinum does. So a little wedge here. The last one broke bull. This one's still kind of sloppy here. Did say that that was going to happen, and it totally did. I think this actually looks bullish, though. Palladium here. It wouldn't surprise me if we're up Monday. That is not financial advice. I would not take that trade. I'm just saying hunch. Copper, nice tight bull inside bar on the daily and the weekly, yeah, as well. So copper, I would say path of least resistance right now is higher till proven otherwise. Another mini problem here for bulls, and again, seems to be a liquidity issue here. Bitcoin is just barfing right now. Now, as I'm saying this right now, it's just right at the lows of the day. 3:51 p.m. down 5.5. ETH down 3%. Sol down 3.3. So these guys are getting hit here. At one point today, Bitcoin had a nice higher low and is looking like it might be a fail, like a little fake liquidity grab. Careful of this into the weekend, though. This will give us an amazing dip buy, but that might have some weekend drama. All right, anyway, so markets here, a little bounce. We got 8 minutes to the close. We'll see where that ends up. But a negative close here would be kind of a loss for, I mean, like, yeah, like you'd still recover here, but like if the market's strong and it's like a good, if this is supposedly the low here, like this was what you were supposed to buy, you were supposed to buy this dip, we should not close red at all. I don't care if we close red by 2 points. You're telling me the bulls are so strong, but they can't close up 2 points. So they better close this red or green here. So anyways, guys, I'll wrap it up here. Again, you guys take care. Have a great weekend. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com. We'll see you guys all next week.